Bink. Ouch. Gravity is doing all of the heavy lifting here, obviously, but it is the human genitalia of this man. Bink, absorbing all of the damage. Is he part man, part machine? Hero?
I was so fascinated by her story. I'm like, yeah, that's a ballsy ass woman. Like, I mean, the inspiration, like,
right?
I feel like hearing those stories is what makes me like that in your face person.
Mm-hmm.
Like the biggest underdog was a hero.
Right.
Yep.
You hear my dog lapping up everything in the damn world? I didn't even notice
I
it till
can
right
now.
now since I have headphones on. But guess what else
my
is
little
banned in
red-
Florida?
Oh, sorry.
The the biography of Cesar Chavez.
The dog dude?
No, Cesar Milan.
Caesar.
Oh,
Cesar
right.
Chavez was the one that opened up a bunch of workers' rights in California for Mexicans and a lot of sit-ins, a lot of.
Okay. I was like, the dog guy?
Be ashamed of yourself.
Really, all I heard was
something
Caesar.
about the boxer too. Yeah, no.
I'm going to ask you to edit that out when you do this again. I mean, the live people are party to it, but you know.
To do that.
You know, as soon as we get off the air, it is immediately on YouTube.
Damn it.
I have to go in and check it. I had to go in and do it manually, but I don't know if it's banned or not right now, but it's among the on the
I heard it was somewhere.
They want it to be banned.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Mice and
on the
Men.
chopping block, so to speak.
Yep.
That was
Why,
one of
because
her
of the-
favorite movies.
the mental issues or
Yeah.
Or the fact that he
Then
shoots her in
Tyler
the back of
said-
the head.
Tyler said he learned about Harriet Tubman in second
grade.
I was more like third or fourth, I think. I know I was in elementary school though.
Oh, so then are they getting rid of Old Yeller? Because I
Haven't seen
mean,
that on the block.
if that's the reason for Mice and Men, because he put him out of his misery because that was his dude, Old Yeller will be the same damn thing. See,
Yeah,
people don't
that's
think
true.
beyond their fucking noses. Like, it's so. If I don't like it, you can't have it either because that's the devil. I mean, it's just,
You know, I am surprised they taught my little about Ruby Bridges.
Really?
Yeah, she's
Wow.
in 5th grade this year, but she talked to me about it last year. And I was like, they told you about, I mean, there are 13 people in her classroom. Just remember,
wow.
we're in small town Nebraska.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've taught her about a lot of other stuff, leading them to ask me if I was there for the Underground Railroad, blah, blah, blah. If I was a slave, that kind of shit,
Oh man,
And-
kids don't hold
You
back. Do
you're
they?
100.
No, they're brutal. I'm telling you, brutal.
Yeah, anything over 30 is considered ancient.
Hmm.
Wait till they get there. They're gonna be like, damn, we were wrong.
Right.
I remember when I thought my mother was old, I believe she was like 35 or something like that. And I thought she was old. Boy, now 50 ain't even old. Here I am.
My mom was always a
I
young.
thought my dad was old at 50.
Was he? Well, if you look back then, like in the 70s, Archie Bunker was 50, same as Brad Pitt.
Right.
They were both
They
50
look
years old.
Completely different.
Yeah, but they look different. Andy Griffith was only 35 on that show. He
What?
looked a good 40 something.
Yeah.
Damn.
Isn't that nuts? Well, and how old was Aunt B? She was only
54.
yeah.
I'm gonna
And
be
she looked like she was
56 in a
Damn.
couple of weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah. She looked like she was in her 70s.
I
Exactly.
would have said 70s.
Yeah.
Me
Leave
too.
It to Beaver's mom was 24.
Isn't that
30.
nuts?
Oh
yeah.
30s
Oh, yeah.
easily. Yeah.
Minimum.
Yep.
I can't believe it. Like, how old? I guess they were so old-fashioned with the young.
Everybody
Everything.
smoked. Everybody ate saturated fat and red meat and real butter and
They destroyed themselves from the inside out.
Well, that and the conservative clothing too.
Yep.
You
That's
know?
what I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, and everybody drank milk. That was
Oh yeah.
forced on every
Mhm.
red-blooded American family. You gotta drink your milk. You gotta eat everything on your plate.
Mhm.
And that turned into something not so very good. My grandpa
Oh,
turned
my
me into
mom
a
was-
fat ass in 3rd grade.
so happily my mom was not one of those eat everything on your plate. As a matter of fact, I'm not hungry, but don't eat. When you're hungry, you ate. When you weren't, you didn't. There was no forcing. I so appreciate that.
Oh yeah, because there's so many people that overeat because they weren't taught properly on how to eat,
or
to listen to their bodies.
There's so many chemicals in that sweet shit now that there's such an addicting factor.
Oh yeah,
because even me, like, I'll get a couple of chocolate chips, dark chocolate or whatever, and I'm like, I'm good. And it's like about 5 minutes later, I'm like, I kind of want another chip again. Because I try to do it to make it like something small that I can just pop in there, be satisfied. It's not a whole Snicker bar or anything like that. But yeah, it comes back and then back and then back and then back.
Jolly Ranchers and suckers are my thing.
Really?
Always.
I don't like anything.
When I was a kid, those Jolly Rancher, the sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The only way I can find those anymore is in the cinnamon flavor.
No
yeah.
watermelon.
Oh no,
That was my favorite.
I can't find them like that, and the only place I can
No.
find them is Amazon.
Oh
We have
But
a store
only
here
cinnamon
called
flavored,
Sweets.
and I'm so sad about that because I loved those.
There's a
But I'll
store
eat
here
the
called
regular
Sweet
Jolly
Apple.
Ranchers.
that has all the shit from when we were growing up. All
We
of
used to have one. Remember Rocket Fizz?
Nope.
No,
How
no,
long
you've been
ago was
gone for a
that?
while.
That
It
was at
sounds
least 18
familiar,
years.
but I don't know that I ever.
Okay, yeah, that would,
Indulged.
yeah, you wouldn't have.
But yeah,
My
they had
girls were in high school.
the Alexander the grapes and lemon heads and all that shit. George, he loves the goldfish. Apparently,
yep.
that is his crack.
Yep.
This is your crack, yeah.
The only thing about that is that leaves a weird taste in my mouth. It's like it cakes
Oh,
all.
not
I don't
goldfish.
necessarily love those.
Only if you eat the cheese ones.
That's probably what he's talking about. Is it the cheese ones, George, or just the regulars?
Well, all of
I
them
thought they were
have.
all
They have
cheese.
graham
that
crackers. They have.
waxy.
I thought they all had.
You think?
cheese.
Maybe
Yeah.
I've just eaten them so much I'm not even.
You just bypassed all the cheese.
Yes, the kids love them, so I mean they're just always here.
Oh yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
Mars
he said cheese.
said.
Hmm.
Kevin Mars said mounds. I love mounds. Full Train can't stand coconut.
Oh, see, I'm
My
an almond
husband is
joy
a-
girl.
Coconut nut, yeah.
Just the
Chocolate
coconut, like
coconut's his
the
favorite.
crunch of it just disgusts me. Now, if something has like a coconut flavoring, then I can deal with that. But
What? That's not.
yeah. Okay, well, it's like this. I like raisins, but I hate shit with raisins in them. It's just, I can't describe
Well, I
it.
mean, okay, but like, are you talking about potato salad and chicken salad with raisins in it? Because that's
You
gross.
don't put no goddamn
Potato
raisins
salad
in
with
potato
raisins?
salad.
I
What the hell
know
is wrong
that,
with
but
you?
some
Oh.
people say
Oh,
say that's how white people cook, is they put raisins in
They
everything.
put
So I was just
unnecessary
trying to
shit
make
in
a point.
Some
Okay,
white
I'm talking
people
about, like,
do put
cinnamon
raisins
rolls
and
and shit.
stuff, but not potato salad. I've never heard
No.
that, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm talking
We
about, like,
people
bagels,
don't do that
cinnamon
too much.
rolls.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just shit where you bite
Cinnamon,
into it.
yes.
Cookies that you think is a chocolate chip, and you bite into that motherfucker and it's a raisin.
Oh, I like
Oh, no.
And
those.
meal raisin is why I have trust issues.
Oh my God, that's
Bunda
funny.
in the house. They let you out early, huh? Because Bob's suspended from this show too. Bob he needs a break.
Yep.
He's just, I haven't heard from him in about a week. Neither has Kenny. No idea where he is right now or what he's doing. But I mean, if he's welcome
Hey,
to
y'all
come
know
on
he's
at
still
any time.
alive though, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen
Okay,
his account is active. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
but and if he ever wants to come on this show, he's always welcome.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
he's a cool dude, but he needs a little bit of a break, and it was given to him.
Well deserved.
And
Everybody needs a
now
break
you
every
got
once in a
the
while.
pretty face over there. You're watching Bob, just kidding. You know I'm pretty.
George, yes, I do
Yes,
remember Pop Rocks.
Love Pop Rocks.
Yes.
Remember that stupid shit that if you drank pop with it,
Right.
explode your
I
face or
was just
something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Had us nervous
We were
too. It
so
was all shook.
dumb.
You're like,
That was our yeah.
I think I actually did it at one point. It was just, it wasn't comfortable. Like it just felt like static all over your tongue. But
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't delicious.
What did Kevin say?
I don't know.
Mounds.
aren't crunchy.
Aren't crunchy.
Yeah, it's just sometimes those little pieces of coconut hang out. And I don't know what it is. I think it's a texture thing.
Texture,
But
it's got to
it's
be.
been since I was a kid, though. Like since I'm 3, I had that feeling. You know something else that I have never gained the taste from the minute I came out the womb till right now, I will throw up and spit it out. Peas.
Oh no!
It's just I don't know what it is. It will go down my throat and come right back up. Just,
I used to eat them by the spoonful. It was
love-
one of
love
the few
peas.
only things I
love
would
peas.
eat.
I like the fresh peas, or like
Yes.
the frozen ones, not the
Mhm.
Yeah,
canned
my mom made
ones.
the best.
Canned ones are disgusting.
No,
Those
are
no,
all
she
mushy.
gave me the
They're all
frozen
gross.
ones,
Yeah,
and they
they're
were
all gross.
yummy.
so good.
No,
Especially when you
All
put
I
a
would
little bit
like-
of butter.
They look like they got little cotton balls inside them and shit. They're just gross. Hey, little,
I
Don't eat them.
I am on
Don't
the
eat them out of the
opposite
can.
end.
No,
I
out
don't
of
eat
the
them at
can is
all.
gross.
See, Boonda, that's the first
Yeah.
smart thing you've said in a
I
long
was
time.
gonna say you guys have it in common.
My
That was the
husband
one
don't
time I'll
love
say
them
follow
either,
Boonda.
and no,
Now, see, the one thing that I will put in my mouth and come right back up is mushrooms.
try and eat it.
No flavor. No, I mean, no specific kind. No,
You got to just
just
season it up with
mushrooms.
butter.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I love
So
those.
I
good.
know they're a
Especially on-
fungus.
Especially on a steak.
Yeah, well.
So good.
Then you can't watch. I have a whole cooking episode with mushrooms. JJ, you just
Really.
I have an
I'll
still
amazing
look at it.
recipe.
Loaded with nutrition. Says
They are.
Joe.
I
For
know
real.
they are. I
They
know.
really are.
Pull up to Kevin. I bet if I made my pink apple fluff pie, you'd eat it. It's got coconut in it. I bet you I would. I bet you I would. man. Yeah, I mean,
Is that
as long
like-
as it's not an overpowering coconut taste, it's just it's that surprise shit. I don't like.
So German chocolate cake? No.
Love it.
Yeah, because the chocolate and the
Oh
frosting.
my God, how
okay.
good is German chocolate cake?
Yeah, I like German chocolate.
Meatball and mushroom pizza.
You said another kind of smart thing, man. That's 2 for 2.
Mushroom
You say one
pizza.
more, we'll have a streak.
Dang.
My favorite mushroom is portobellos. Hands
Those are the
down.
great big
Oh,
ones,
yeah.
aren't they?
Mhm.
And that's what I use in my recipe. It's like
Yep.
the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
There's
What about the
so
ones
full
that
of-
are native to here? Do you guys eat those?
Oh, those
Have you ever-
Laurel or Morel or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know
I've
the
never
names
had
of
it,
them,
but I
but they're
heard they're
really weird.
delicious. Yeah, I hear they're really delicious. They're hard to find unless like it just rained and all these elements or whatever. But supposedly, yeah, morels. That's right.
Yeah.
Morals.
Morels or morels. I don't remember how it's pronounced, but
I
that's how
think
it's-
they say it differently all over
Yeah,
Nebraska.
because
Oh, yeah.
Nebraska's
Some
all over
words.
the place.
Well,
with,
yeah,
like worsh and wash and
Mhm.
Nebraska has Beatrice.
yeah, there's a
Nebraska.
town called Beatrice
And
where everybody else
Beatrice.
call it Beatrice.
Yep.
Mhm.
Beatrice,
pronounce
not
it Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Okay, I want to, and don't fuck this up, Nebraskans. Tell me what this spells. HOOPER.
I know what it spells. He's talking to you.
I'm talking to you, though.
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
You're the only
You're
one
the
that's
only
been in
non-Nebraskan.
Nebraska.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Oh, Lois, I heard the other
what
way around.
does HOPPER spell?
Hopper?
In the normal world, yes. No, it is Hupper.
Yeah.
Hupper, Nebraska. Hupper, Nebraska is how you spell that shit.
Hopper, where's the U?
Right?
So
Where
now,
the fuck's the U? That would be
It's like Norfolk.
H-U-P-P-E-R people.
Yeah.
There's a town called Norfolk that has no R. It's Norfolk.
No, it's spelled Norfolk.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That I know, Norfolk,
Yep.
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
No, actually,
No, it's
yeah,
Norfolk.
I've heard it pronounced differently though, depending where you're
They-
from.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Norfolk.
pronounce it Norfolk, like it's a fork.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend
good.
was from there, and when I asked him where he was from, I didn't know what he was saying. He said Norfolk. He's from there, and he said it with his Virginia accent, Norfolk. I'm like, what?
Oh, yes.
I
We were
lived-
talking about this before, Tyler.
Oh man, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until I found out what they were, man.
Yes. Yeah.
What?
The first time,
Chitlins.
chitlins. The first time
Mm.
I went over to a family function over at Coltrane's family's house, It was for a graduation. And
I'm pushing them too.
Yeah, he's
You
like,
gotta try
"Try,
this."
you gotta try these. They're so good. They're so good." I'm like, "Okay."
So
You
rude.
gotta put some hot sauce on it because that will make it better.
It does.
I don't do hot sauce. So I'm like, "Okay, I'll try just a little bit." So I try it, not loving it at all. And then he tells me afterwards what it is. And then I really did not like them at all.
What are they exactly?
It's
They're
pig
pig
intestines.
Pig intestine.
But my first
uh-uh.
clue should have been that my mother-in-law had to cook them in her garage,
Mhm.
which is detached from their house because it smelled so bad.
Yeah, you don't want them in the kitchen.
No.
You do
They
not want
When I was
stay
in
in your
Greece-
kitchen for
Yes.
months.
The whole house. Yep.
No. When I was in Greece one time, went out to eat with the family, pig intestines came to the table, and I'm like, my dad's like, puts it in front of me. I'm like, what is that? Try it, you'll like it. He wouldn't tell me what it was, and I wouldn't even try it. Oh, if I didn't tell you what it was, you would have tried it and liked it. I'm like, Dad, it's gray, and there's weird things. I thought you loved me. Why are you trying to feed me a pig intestine? That's disgusting.
It's just like
What do they
trite.
call them in Greece?
I don't know.
Can't
He wouldn't
remember.
tell me. He literally wouldn't tell me.
Oh, I don't
In Greek or
honestly.
English, what the fuck it was.
Honestly, you guys, I don't think I've ever actually tasted them, but I know what they are. I've smelled them. I've watched my ancestors cook them, clean them, do all that, and ain't no way. Ain't no way.
No way.
Turn
I'm
in
with
your
you,
black card, right?
JJ.
You had to do it at least
And
once.
Shelly, what
Turn
you
that
said.
shit in.
I didn't have to,
You don't need
Jason.
to-
You can just smell it
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and
But I
see it.
wasn't
And
it was being prepared. Like it was already like in the vinegar and hot sauce and shit and they had like what do you call it? Like ham hocks and shit.
Yeah.
So it
oh,
looked
okay.
but and it tasted okay. It was just when I found out specifically what it was I was putting in my mouth. No,
Well,
but
see, I had watched them clean it and cook it, and after that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna make people eat that? That's it smells like poop." And I was
Yeah, it's
little
like-
then, and I remember
throw
that.
George's question up there.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't even see it come up.
They
Chitlins.
offended me.
What is it? Worst smell in the kitchen? Fish or chitlins? Chitlins. For
Chitlins.
sure.
Chitlins.
Oh yeah.
Because chitlins smell
Chitlins.
like actual ass and shit.
Mhm.
Because it's actual
that's what it
ass and
is.
shit.
Exactly.
And
Like,
shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why
And
do you
every
want to
so
eat
often-
something that oh no.
And every so
no.
often you'll come across a bad batch if you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Ye-
Not
I
cleaned
do,
very well.
which is
Yeah.
why
I
I will
don't, but I don't
never.
want to know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, homie didn't have his constitutional that day when he got killed. So-
He did not give him a proper enema.
no, he was not ready. I forgot to get this PSA out of the way since I know there's a bunch of my oh gross, man.
Right?
Fried
What'd he
pig
say?
and tacos are fire.
Ugh.
Where
right,
where
Charles.
do you live that they do that?
He's in Houston
Well,
with his shirt off.
But
I'm
they
trying to
probably
think, because there are so many things that taste better. I wouldn't say delicious, but better when they're fried, like fried catfish, for example. It tastes better. I wouldn't
Right.
say
I'm
it's
not a catfish
delicious, but it's better. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
fan.
cod,
Fried shrimp, I'd go with.
cod tastes better fried, in my opinion.
Breaded.
I
Breaded.
agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can respond to that point
I
of
can
view.
see that to a degree, but still,
Chicken.
intestines are nasty.
Agreed.
They weren't fried when they came to that's why it's like they were gray.
No,
Yeah.
they normally
Mhm.
boil them.
Yeah,
But they
Yeah.
boiled them and they were
No
gray.
shit, Linda.
What do you say?
Nice man to take
Bruno's
care of this.
shirt is off right now.
Hang on.
I'm so surprised.
Okay. Here is, let's see, that's what they get when they say Boone. Exactly. Boone is our shirtless everyman. You know what? I'll be damned though if he ain't the most over person on both shows. Some bitch. Anyway, here's the other PSA I forgot to throw out there. I know there's a bunch of y'all criminals out there, so if you get caught by the police,
Comes up and starts asking you questions, what's the first thing you politely say?
Why did you pull me over?
And then when he's asking you more questions, what do you politely say then?
I'm not discussing my day.
And more questions and harassment and intimidation come at
Am I
you.
being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you have to say?
I invoke the fifth.
And then Mozzie, what do you do?
That's right, you shut Never consent to a search, and ask for your lawyer if they keep asking questions.
And always film the police. When a cop comes up and starts asking you questions, what's the first thing you politely say?
My button or my finger stuttered a little bit there.
That's one of the best deliveries I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
The dog.
The dog in the tie was.
And what do you do? Shut the fuck up.
He shut his mouth too. He's like, "What do you do?"
Smart.
Let's see. Right now, before we forget later on, let's just plug all the shit. JJ, where can we find you? What the hell do you do?
I do a whole lot of nothing. I know a little bit of everything. You can find me on Facebook, JJ Jackson. You can find me on Instagram, J_baby85. I am on the Wisdom app, JJ Jackson. And I do have my own little podcast on Podbean. It is called Inside JJ's Mind.
And why should people come to you?
Because I'm cute and I'm funny too. And again, I know a lot about, or a little bit about a whole lot of things.
Yes,
Never know what's going to come up.
Or out your mouth. Huh?
Right.
Miss Lowe, is John Paul still in the house? I think he just came in to catch a glimpse and took off. Anyway.
You can find me at Cologne Lois on Instagram. And I am back on Facebook. I have not been hacked. A couple people thought, they're like, Lo, is that really you? Or have you been hacked? We haven't heard from you for a while. I'm like, it's really me. And that's my name, Lois Cologne, on Facebook. And Coltrane was saying before, I have anything. I'm still trying to work on names for a YouTube channel, which I'm going to have, and a little podcast I'm going to have too. And they are coming. And the reason why I haven't said much is I'm still playing with names and this and that and the other. And I'll let you know.
You know what? The name, if for right now, just say like the Lolo Show until you come up with a name, because that's going to stick to you for a while.
Well,
And you're going to teach
I
yourself.
don't know if you could change it midway. Can you just change it at whim?
I changed mine to Coltrane Culture just yesterday.
But you don't have to
And
be
you
on
can
for a
tell
certain
me.
amount of time.
Well, I just did it. What's that?
I thought maybe you had to have the channel for a certain amount of time before you changed it, or some rule weird like that, whatever.
Once you change it, you can't do it again for 14 days. Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on it, but I know I was able to change mine twice.
I have been misinformed.
I have been misled.
We all have. We all have.
Everybody, remember this? 7%
Yes.
of men think they can beat a grizzly bear in a fight. That's probably Bunda. 23% believe they can beat a king cobra. Doable, I guess, if you step out the way and stomp their head. But here's the shit. You guys hear this every week. Those of you that listen, you're going to deal with it for the new ones. All right. 9% of men believe they can beat an elephant in a fight. Let that sit with you for a minute. Okay, here's the one where they're really going to get fucked up. 22% believe they can beat a chimpanzee in a fight.
Just hand to hand.
They will rip your
Good
nuts,
luck.
face, and thumb off and
Yeah,
shove
they
them
will.
all up your ass. Y'all remember about that? The monkey who didn't, there wasn't enough birthday cake for all the monkeys?
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, it's a horrible story, but I'm gonna laugh my ass off anyway. It was somewhere up in Connecticut where there was a couple that had a chimp. He got a little bit too big for him; they couldn't handle him anymore, so they took him to a chimp retirement retreat or whatever. And so they would come every birthday, and they would visit him a lot. On his birthdays, they come bring cake and yada yada yada. So this particular birthday, they brought, let's say, enough cake for 12, but it was 15. So, and previously, 2 or 3 of them had escaped, and they were up in the trees. But when that cake was gone, so was their tempers. I mean, they descended upon this man and literally, like I was saying, ripped his thumb off, ripped his nose off,
Oh
ripped
no.
his dick off.
Mhm.
Like, He just got a lot of his
Dang.
body ripped up. He had to have a bunch of reconstructive surgery, and
He
They
lived?
are
yeah, he lived.
insane.
I mean, I don't know
Dang.
now because that was like five to 10 years ago. But
Yeah, but from the
But
attack itself.
yeah,
he
when they
lived.
decide they want to
Wow.
fuck you up, they will fuck you up
Yep.
because
Yeah.
they're damn near as smart as we are. So they can even
And
lie in
10
wait.
times as strong.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
A 200-pound chimp can bench press 800 pounds with no problem.
Wow.
800 pounds.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Their
Mhm.
physiology, I mean, their
All muscle.
backs are and their lats are just dominant
Mhm.
to their bodies.
They
I'd be
could kick
more-
your ass.
You'd be more scared of the snake than a chimp, Boonda. See, now you have created another streak. 3 of the dumbest comments I've ever heard in the world.
Ah,
Jesus Christ.
All right.
so
All right.
mean.
George does have a question. He's
Uh.
curious if any of y'all have an opinion on the quote wonderful governor of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee.
You mean Shrek? She's a moron.
Hell,
I know
fuck
she
yes, she is.
talks a lot about education being number one, and last time I checked, I believe Arkansas is like at the bottom 3. She's nothing more than she was a Trump shill. Wasn't she a spokesperson for a while? Because I just remember seeing
Was
that big
his press
oblong head.
secretary.
Yeah,
She was his press secretary for
that big oblong head with her
After-
pearl necklace and shit, and just looked like she's from Easter Island. But
and she
yeah,
always
no,
had
I'm not
a
a
horrible
fan.
look on her face.
Like she smells shit. Probably.
I thought that was just because she was hanging around Trump, but
No,
guess
it's
not.
like
No, she liked him. She.
Oh my
I
God.
know,
people that
but
like
still,
this fucker.
sometimes you just don't know, you know. He looks like he stinks.
He looks like Demi Lovato and Uncle Fester had a kid.
Oh my God.
But seriously, if you bring up a picture of her, just look at her head. Her skull is shaped weird, like Shrek. It's like my old Andre the Giant figure. He just
Aw.
has this massive head.
he ain't lying,
Right?
No, I know he's not. That's why I said all,
right?
because he does.
Bless her
It's
heart.
true.
Okay, this is pretty much for anybody that's over the age of, say, 35, because I don't think the young ones would get this. What's wrong with this picture?
Oh, why is the front open?
Exactly.
No, that's the
I
trunk.
bet you. Yeah. Yep. The old
Yep.
Beatles, the front was the trunk and the back was the engine, which was
I
Yep.
jumped out at
when
it
you got
right away.
rear-ended.
Right?
Yeah, I noticed it right away.
Me
Mhm.
too. I was like, why is there steam coming out?
Why
What's
out of the
the-
trunk?
And every time you think that the adults ahead of you are smarter and they have more knowledge than you, and even some of the scientists and most brilliant minds, once upon a time, this was created. This
What does that
was, it says, demonstrated above, a new fire signal box that locks the hand of the alarm sender until released by a policeman or fireman with a key,
Oh my
thus
God.
deterring the sending of false alarms.
Oh my
That's
God! People never
deterring
think it's cool.
reporting them at all. Stupid. How dumb.
That was actually, ooh, Iceman's in the house. Yeah. He can take care of that food. Remember this last week? Anybody that didn't see this last week? This was a lot of white
yeah.
boys' crush back in the day. Sunny,
Mhm.
back in 95, 96. She was a piece of ass. She was all over the internet. She didn't do nude until way later on when it's kind of too late. But she just got arraigned for vehicular manslaughter, and they must feed well up in them jails because this is what she turned into.
Mm.
That's a shame.
I
You
can't believe
know-
that's the same person.
I know.
I know.
Like you could fit a few of her in there.
Yeah. That's so
Even the
sad.
face.
Yes. Her neck. And seeing when I was talking about her doing porn, she had put on a good 50, 60 pounds before she started doing that. It was like, you missed your prime, honey. Like,
Mhm.
and it wasn't like a thick girl, like it was a thin girl who was fat.
Yeah.
And looked like a thin girl who was fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was not. And one thing she always says is you can tell she's racist as fuck because every interview where they talk about like what kind of men she wants, she'll be like, because my ass is always black guys that want to. She always emphasizes the black, like she like it throwing up or something.
Like she's disgusted by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better than. You ever hear people do that? Like
The
it's
opposite
that
end of that.
guy
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
not a
Yeah,
bad
at least he's
word.
honest, right?
Yeah, for real.
I'm not racist. I have friends.
The Hulkster's falling on hard times.
Ooh.
Oh.
So get better, Terry. Eric, why did I pull him up?
Oh, God.
What was
Because we're talking about hideous people, maybe? I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ooh, that's a lot of words.
Basically says indicted 2024 Republican president candidate Donald Trump throws his son Eric Trump under the bus while testifying under oath in New York. Attorney General Letitia James' case against Trump and the Trump Organization. In his shocking testimony, Trump betrayed Eric when he was asked if he was the one with the ultimate decision-making authority at the Trump Organization. Wrong syllable, wrong emphasis. Decision-making authority at the Trump Organization, and he responded, "My son Eric is much more involved than I am. I've been doing other
he's
things."
wrong.
This immediately caught the eye of the New York Times correspondent Maggie Haberman, who responded by this is really small writing, guys. Who responded by telling CNN that it's, quote, notable that Trump threw his own son Eric to the wolves, and by, quote, making Eric the front person in control of this lawsuit and fingering his son as the responsible party in the Trump Organization's fund. It seems like he's getting smaller. So
Sorry, I got stuck on the word
folks.
fingering.
Trump has finally reached the point where he is throwing his own children under the bus.
Surprise, surprise. One he wants to screw, and the other.
I was just getting ready to say that.
He was the fuck one. He wants to do another kind of screwing on that.
Yeah.
You guys
He wants
remember? Of course, you remember Katrina, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what all the bishops and preachers and everybody was saying the reason why it hit New Orleans? Anybody remember that?
I don't
Tell me, Lo.
recall.
Dinners.
Yes,
No.
it was God because of all the gays and the Mardi Gras and all that.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
there
Yes.
in Bourbon
That
Street
it
being
was
so
punishment from God. So
Yeah.
I just want you to gaze upon this picture real fast.
Go back to my bike for a second.
Oh.
I mean, it's sad that his family was inside.
Damn.
Not sad that he was inside.
Yep.
Because his
So-
little kids can't help how stupid he is.
Yeah.
right.
Huh.
Didn't even know he had little kids, to be honest.
I saw a picture of, he's got 3 young kids. They're probably all
made it with that.
less than 10.
Mm.
Hmm.
Roger
There's the-
Campus is like Damien from The Omen all grown up. Right?
Yeah.
It's like Damien all grown up.
How about this? When you push so hard in the toilet that you unintentionally teleport. What is going on with my man in the drawers of toilet paper and shit?
What is
What?
what?
The hell?
I'm hoping
That's in New York.
I'm hoping that's Photoshop and not somebody that was trying to wipe his ass and fell over. Because it could be either. In New York.
I don't know where that is. That don't look like. I don't know what
That looks like Europe. Looking at
It
the
does.
license plate back there.
But
Yeah, that
the
doesn't-
people fighting, what is that? We're just gonna look right
Right.
past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
She's kicking his
bizarre
ass.
picture.
But did he fall? Where did he fall from? Like what?
Why
What's
is his
happening
drawers
there?
down and and a roll of toilet papers in front of him? I mean, that's the
Right.
whole story. How
Like
many months
he-
have been on the toilet?
He intended to do that. Hmm.
Remember this game?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody tell me the name?
I
Yeah, we
can't
said
It was
remember.
hot lunch or cold lunch, wasn't it?
Heads up, 7-Up.
Heads up, 7 Up.
Heads up,
Heads
7
up,
up.
7-Up.
No, for hot lunch, cold lunch, they came around and it was like hot, cold, hot, hot. They just went around the deal,
I don't remember that.
the hot meals or
Yeah,
whatever.
the hot lunch. Oh, I thought you meant that it was a game. Never mind. I
Oh.
remember them asking if you're doing hot lunch, cold lunch.
See, I don't remember playing Heads Up, 7-Up.
Oh yeah.
What I remember is you had your head down and your thumbs up, and somebody came around and put thumbs down.
Put a thumb down.
I thought it was a few.
Electronics.
But we'll have to look those rules up because I just remember somebody put
Okay.
thumbs down while they
I remember
were up,
somebody
and
told
I
me to
don't.
put your thumb down. I don't remember the
So
rules.
similar to Duck Duck Goose. then.
Yeah, I was about to say I think it's like Duck
Mhm.
Duck Goose, but not physical.
Okay.
You won't
Yeah.
wheeze at the end of it.
We're gonna have to look this up later.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I do
What
need
are
to
the
download
rules?
Speaking of that, remember that next week is going to be game show night. I just mailed you guys' buzzers out today. JJ, yours is going to be there Saturday. Lo, yours is going to be there Monday. So,
Okay.
so everything should be ready by Wednesday. And I do have there's a bunch of cards with questions on it and everything. So it's going to be a true game show. See who has the superior intelligence and whatnot. And that is next week. Game show night with Off the Rail with Coltrane and crew. What?
So heads up, 7 students stand in front of the class. The rest of the students put their heads on their desk. The 7 then move about and each touches a student. Once touched, a student sticks his or her thumb up.
Their ass.
Then the 7 say heads up, 7 up. The students who were touched then get a chance to guess which of the 7 touched each of them.
Oh, okay.
If they guess right, they get the chance to play the next round.
I remember that now.
Yep.
That you read it all in this.
Okay.
Real quick, those of you guys watching on YouTube, there is a subscribe button that just looks like this one flashing right here. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Go ahead and hover your arrow over it and then just click and boom, you're in there. You'll never miss a show again. Remember,
Don't worry, Mom. I subscribed you already. Don't worry about it.
We are rated R, so if you have, innocent little children that don't need to be hearing this stuff, then they should probably go to the other room. However, if you're a parent like me and you don't give a shit what your kids hear because they hear it at home anyway,
or at school,
rock on, bro.
Good Lord. One of our daughters had a friend over, and I could tell they didn't know that I was around. And so they're all in the kitchen just talking about stuff, who knows what. And one of them's like, and then fuck, blah, 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 fuck, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, I don't care if they say that in my house, but if it was when I was growing up in my parents' house and I had a friend that was talking like that, oh, my parents would have been, my parents would have been livid.
They're words, people.
Yeah, exactly.
They're grunts that we decided meant something.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all they are.
Yep.
I know, but
when
it comes out of a little kid's mouth and they use it exactly right.
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's hilarious when it's so hard to not laugh.
Oh, I know.
Like my A7, she's 3, and I think she dropped something the other day and was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like,
Gabby did that one time.
You can't say that.
And we used to watch Reno 911 all the time, and there was a scene where somebody's like, "What the fuck?" I think it was Dangle, the gay one. And so, anyway, about 30 minutes later, I was like, all right, now it's time to go to bed. And she just stared dead ahead and said, what the fuck? And I was like,
I had a moment at my client's house.
Oh my God.
Her son called the little sister a bitch, and I lost it. And as she's yelling, going, you don't call anybody that. You don't ever call anybody that. Where did you even learn that word? I'm like,
shriek every goddamn.
What do you mean, where'd she learn it?
And she looked at me, she's like,
bitch, you know where she got it.
Sitting there talking during the session, they're running around. The profanity flies. We say it in Greek. She's Greek. Sometimes we're like in Greek, but the funniest is when her daughter said that to me. I said freaking, and the mom looked at me. She's like, I said, what? She goes, Lois, that's like saying ramoto, but in English. And ramoto is the way you say fuck you in Greek. And she said, just like that, that's like saying ramoto, but in English. And I'm like,
some people, damn, they get all up in arms and shit. It's like, well, you can't hang out with me.
In her book, but English now.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to say geez because it was too close to Jesus.
Oh, shit, I straight up said Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh, see, me and my mom keep going round about it because it's a habit for her to say, oh, Jesus Christ. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Mom, the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, that's what my mom would always say
What you
too.
gonna do? Kick your ass? I mean, he's supposed to.
You
Didn't
don't
forgive
know.
you for all your shit?
Oh my God.
Yes, but unless you do it intentionally. What just happened to her?
Well, the
Did she
dog
fall over?
threw shit over. I'm gonna take her.
Oh,
No, she didn't. The dog caused it.
I was like, did she
Oh,
fall over?
wait, somebody's asking a question.
Oh,
Coltrane,
Coltrane, will you
will
have a
you
long
have-
microphone like Bob Barker? You know what? I'm gonna find one. I mean, it might not even work, but I'm gonna find one just for visual purposes.
even just that would be awesome.
Let's
yeah,
see.
stand.
He said we played Kick the Can, which
Oh,
you're a little older.
I remember
than
that.
I think he's
love
your age.
Kick the Can.
George,
I
are
played
you?
that.
You're 56, correct?
I'm going to be 56 in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's your age. Coltrane. Oh, yeah, you said that. I said hell to my mom once. My dad kicked my butt. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Yes.
Kevin,
That's
I
funny.
forgot to tell you, I'm going to identify as bacon from now on. 73% fat, 27% salty, and all good. I support you, bacon.
I'm with you,
People
Bacon.
I am
I
your
hate
ally.
I hate bacon.
What? Are you
Hate
fucking
it.
with us?
So does Aria. I don't understand. It's like, why? What? Who doesn't?
Disgusting. Who
It is
wants
when you
to
think
eat
about
a
it, yes.
shriveled up piece of salted fat?
It is when you think about it. It is
That's
gross.
all it fucking is. Salt and fat. It's a fucking shriveled up piece of fat.
And it's
salted.
delicious. God damn it.
No, it doesn't smell good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't
Oh, it
taste
smells-
good.
It's
Now you
salty,
straight up tripped.
delicious goodness.
Now you
Salty,
straight up
delicious.
I hate when I go into fucking delis in New York and they're making the most popular breakfast sandwich in New York. You go into a deli and you're like bacon, egg, cheese, and that's what you smell in the morning walking around. I'm like,
Yep. What does that
if I
say?
walk
He's
in the
how old?
deli, I'm like, can I have a
He's-
coffee?
I'm trying to say he's 57. He'll turn 58 September 15th. Oh, coming up
Oh,
quick, buddy.
Okay.
Happy
September
early birthday.
22nd. I'm a week
Yes.
after you.
Oh,
Nice.
you guys are pretty close. So you'll be 56, right?
Be 56.
All right.
Don't you take 1 year away from me.
Let's see. Way up here. That's Boonda. That's why he's in the asylum. What were we talking about? Yeah, Iceman, if you can just kind of remind me what that was about, I shall laugh with you heartily. Let's see. We did the PSA, so I guess
I think it was because Bunda was saying that he would get with the Atlanta chick or Alabama.
Alabama.
Sarah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Arkansas.
Huckabee.
I
Huckabee.
couldn't remember where it was. I had to scroll through.
Arkansas. Arkansas?
Yeah.
Arkansas. Now again, remember that next week is why is everything so far away? Next week is game show night. It will be a full-blown game show. And the cool thing is that you guys aren't just going to be watching. All of you in the comments and everything else, you shall be the phone a friend type people. So if they're not really sure the answer, they can look to the comment section. And if they feel somebody's right, cool. So it is interactive.
Oh.
Quite fun. Next Wednesday, as usual, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Have your ass here on time.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget this. Well, actually, tomorrow, it's me and the Starmaker. Look at Scooby over there.
See, that's what dogs are supposed to do. Just stand right next to you, not knock your freaking computer over.
Yeah, they ain't supposed to do all
Right.
that shit. But yeah, me, Starmaker, Scooby, Choco, and Chukau will be on tomorrow night. No Bob. He has been suspended again for his own good. So no angry emails and letters.
We all need to take care of our mental health. And sometimes it has to be forced upon you.
So that's every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:05 p.m. He does the TBS type shit. And me and the Star Maker on Saturday nights, where it's usually a bowling alley, which is more sometimes political, sometimes more controversial. But the Starmaker Bolin show Saturday nights are 9:35 p.m. Eastern. Again, just like TBS. So if you think you're 5 minutes late, you're right on time. So that is this Saturday and tomorrow. I will be on both shows. We will talk about all kinds of weirdness and goodness. One thing I know we're going to discuss quite a bit is on September 13th, there's going to be a new miniseries on Netflix called Wrestlers. And they went to OVW, which of course is where Kenny was a manager. They filmed I want to say it was the 1200 episode or something like that. They filmed in the back. They filmed Kenny during his podcast for 3 hours. So there's a good chance he'll be in there. But you're going to be seeing us run that into the ground quite a bit. So September 13th on Netflix, Wrestlers.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool.
You just like seeing your picture up there.
I do.
I feel that.
Oh, oops.
Okay.
I flashed that up again. Oops.
I'm going to shut up. I'm going to show you guys
I'm not
one
mad
more
at you for
picture.
this.
I'm going to do one more picture, then we're going to go into the lowdown. But I had to get this up just in case I forgot because this is so stupid it can't be faked. Marjorie Taylor Greene really just said this. You're going to tell me that back in the Ice Age, how much taxes did people pay and how many changes did governments make to melt the ice?
She did not.
She did too either.
Oh my
Who?
God.
Who's she asking? What did
No,
she-
and I remember she remember with the whole solar deal, she got on TV in front of God and everybody saying, I like to do my laundry at night and do this and that at night because the sun goes down. She thinks that everything stops. Grown ass congresswoman.
Do you remember
So-
what she said about like them cycling, you know, like the slaves used to do on the ship? Did you hear that comment?
No.
No.
What she
Oh
said.
my God, she made some dumbass comment like, how are you going to fly planes? Like everybody's going to sit in their seat and like bicycle, like, you know, on the slave ships when they had them. Yeah, she did. Yes, she did.
Yeah, I thought we were just putting compartments and
Wow.
shit.
I
And,
thought so too. I thought they were all
like,
chained up
sail.
and shit.
Yeah, they were sailed up
Thank you. I
and
mean,
shit.
what the fuck is she talking about? What the fuck
She
is she
don't
talking about? So
She doesn't
stupid.
know.
I would have never made it
Doesn't.
as a slave. They would have threw me over the side. They'd been
Oh,
like,
shit,
she
yeah.
is dead weight. She's sick, and
Talk
she
to
keeps
goddamn
talking
much.
shit. We've got this bitch got to go.
Um,
That's funny, JJ.
Okay, well, you guys ready?
Oh, let me put up
Let's do it.
Tyler's comment real quick.
Oh yeah, living proof God takes care of drunks and fools. Certainly does, man. You'll see a drunk driver come out of a like terrible accident, walking around. Everybody else
Yeah.
died when they stiffened up.
Yep.
That's
That's
true.
ain't fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, here we go. This is the theme to Lolo Show. The theme to Lolo Show. Lolo called me up and asked if I could write a theme song. I'm almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? How do you like the theme to Lolo Show? La da da doo dee da da, skippity bop bop. How do you like the theme to Lolo's show?
I gotta say, I like that shot of me going at the camera. Anyway, so I decided tonight I was gonna give everybody just a little taste of what's coming, since I already gave a little teaser on my I'll say my YouTube channel and my podcast stuff. I was a bodybuilder, and I'm so excited to share my journey. And my first video, like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a little teaser. I'm gonna tell the story of, oh boy, everything I went through with it, from like my first show, what got me into bodybuilding, what made me interested in it, because these are the questions I get asked the most. What made you want to become a bodybuilder? of course, oh, what does it take? What do you do? How do you eat? The questions were endless, but one question that always got me, because the diet for the competition, it's brutal, it's strict, it's really difficult to adhere to, because there's no goodies. You're cutting all that out, so you get cranky, and you're kind of in your own world, and your crankiness to you don't really feel cranky, but on the outside you are. And the question I got was, if this makes you so miserable, why are you doing it? And you really don't give a shit a lot when you're pre-contest. Your mouth shoots off, and I'm already good at that. So I used to answer it literally by saying, this is not what's making me miserable. You in my face asking me why I'm miserable is making me miserable, because I wasn't miserable until you came up to me. And I think why people thought I was miserable, and what made me, I guess, look miserable was, yeah, the diet's restrictive, you're tired, but the intense focus and concentration, not just because it's like, oh, I'm so focused. You have to focus 10 times more. Your carb intake is so low that you look like this. But your brain's just racing. You're thinking about every little nuance of your training and everything. So yeah, what came across as looking miserable was just intense focus and a lot of planning and everything. And that's what I want to share. What it takes, because I always laugh when you hear things like Hugh Jackman did a bodybuilder, pre-contest diet and training for, when he played Wolverine. So he had that, and I'm like, that's cute. So he did it for one movie. No, it is. It's really admirable when a non-bodybuilder does it. I'm really joking. It is, because it's hard. If you're not doing it for a purpose, like making a gazillion dollars that I didn't make, so you're like, why the hell did you do that? Which is another question I got. Hey, Lois, how much money are you making off this? I'm not making money at this point. I'm still an amateur. So why are you doing it? What do you get? I'm like, well, when you win a trophy, you're doing this for a trophy? No, that's what you get for it. I'm doing it because I get a sense of accomplishment. I feel really good. And, it's just a misconception everybody has about what you're going through. And that's why I want to do it, so people can understand a little bit better why we do what we do, what we're doing, what it takes. I sacrificed a lot. And what I got from a lot of people is, oh, but you're making the choice to do it. Well, yeah. And making the choice to go through that, isn't that kind of what makes it another level? I had people say, yeah, I tried bodybuilding training, I didn't like it. I'm like, you tried to become a bodybuilder? Like, no, but I did the training. I said, so you did strength training 101. That's not bodybuilding. Another misconception people have. The training is just like, oh, you just do like a lot of this and that and the other. I'm like, no. And my point to that is, if you're training and you're not looking like a bodybuilder, don't you think that means you're not really training like one? Yeah. So in the process, I think I'm going to get rid of a lot of the myths and the misconceptions people have of what we're doing, like the dehydration part of it. Yeah, we do a little bit of that at the end. Some people go overboard and they pass out backstage. And there is so much controversy about that too. Like, they all want to stop, oh, we're going to do drug testing, so there won't be any more steroids. And people used to ask me, well, you don't look like you take a lot of steroids. Doesn't that piss you off that but they're cheating? I'm like, people, they're in a lot of federations. Yeah, it's a big part of it. It is what it is. I said, no, I know what I'm going up against. They're not cheating. I just chose not to do it and go up against these people. Yeah, it's our own little world. It's our own little world. We don't really have any outsiders in there, like, trying to be us. So in our own world, if we know what we're up against, then, oh, but it's so bad for you. And look at all the bodybuilders now. Well, you know what? Yeah, they own up to it. They're like, I made a choice. I brought it on myself. Yeah, I don't think it's good. I didn't say it's good, but just like somebody decides to do anything they decide to do, whatever it is, if you end up regretting it, that's yours. I have clients who have had to have all kinds of things, gallbladders removed, this and that and the other, whatever. And they all say the same thing. I got no one to blame myself. I brought this on myself. And I'm like, yeah, you got to own up to it. You got to take responsibility for everything you do, no matter what it is. And I know people might look at me and say, well, that's not fun, nice. That's not fair. How can you say that? Blah, blah, blah. But it's true. I chose to stop bodybuilding. One of the reasons why I stopped is I personally didn't want to do the heavy steroid use it would take me to go pro and do it. I just made a choice. I don't condemn those who do it. I have a lot of friends that did and do it, and I'm like, good for you. I think, especially with your body, it's your own personal decision. And your loved ones should definitely be there to stop you if it's getting out of hand. But that's your loved ones. Like when people come with things and point the finger, oh, that person and that one and that one. I'm like, you don't know them. You don't know their story. If their loved ones want to stop them, they will. So on that note, I'm really excited. I'm going to share a lot of recipes. I'm going to do videos cooking them so you can see how they're prepared. And I think there's something for everyone. Now, that's the last point I want to make. It's not just for bodybuilders. And I'm not even going to do it like I'm teaching you how to be a bodybuilder. I'm just going to take a lot of the things I did and learned and show you the modification, just show you, open up a whole new world of diet and exercise and training that I think is missing in the world today from what I've been seeing. And I really hope everybody joins me on this journey. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so informative. So please stick around. It's coming real soon. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really mean that from my heart. I appreciate it. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Now I hear you.
Okay. All right. I said we're going to get to that in a second, talk about what you just talked about. But before we do that, once again, I just have to pimp next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. right here on this same channel or on my Facebook device or Lady Coltrane's Facebook device and the Twitter machines and whatnot. So 9 p.m. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific. And what else did I have to pimp? I think that was it for this one. Yeah, and then remember Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm on with Kitty Starmaker Bolin. I will have an actual commercial for that coming up pretty soon, but just wanted to make that reminder to everybody. And also, if you see what's flashing right there on your screen? If you see something that looks like that at the bottom right corner, click it. You'll be subscribed, and you will be my very best friend. So you're basically just a few weeks out from getting things the way you want it.
So close, guys. So close.
How do you feel? Like, is it a load off or is it like more stressful now?
No, load off.
Yeah, you know, the worst part, the worst feeling of doing anything is before you do it.
Yes.
Like that anxiety. Oh my God. That's why, you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to try this, but I might. But I've heard from everybody that does skydiving that they'll tell you on 3 and they'll push you on 2 because they know at 3 you're going to turn around and change your mind. So they'll say 1, 2, and then you're out, So yeah, because you're going to think about it far too much and you're going to get inside your own head. So I'm still debating if I want to do that because I know you pack your own chute and everything, but I don't trust
When you
myself.
decide, I'm doing it with you. We're going to do it together because that's a lifelong thing I want to do.
Okay.
I do too.
My best
All
friend has done it a number of times, and
I
I'm
bungee jumped,
I'm
I've
just
done that.
no way.
You haven't done that? The bungee? Yeah, the bungee's fun.
I haven't done the bungee jump.
Well, and the reason I didn't
don't
have any
think I
problem with it
want
is there's a huge crash pad that you were jumping down. So even if I, even if I had like 38 feet of rope and it was 37 feet to the ground,
That's my biggest fear right there.
But I'm telling you what, that's the one time in your life you cannot lie about how much you weigh.
Right.
Yeah,
Or you
right.
forget.
Mm-hmm.
John, what's going on, man?
Hey, John.
Finally in the house, in the hizzy.
One thing we talked about before the lowdown was being on the slave ship, and George made this comment. Eddie Murphy's comedy bit on being on a slave is hilarious. I don't know if anybody's seen that or
That
not.
must be raw.
Yes.
Is it raw, George?
Yes.
Because I haven't seen that in years, but I know I have it on, which I'll make fun of me. I know I have it on VHS.
You don't say that.
But do you have something to play it on?
I have a
do.
VCR.
We do.
It's under this
Okay.
table right now, as a matter of fact, if it still works. But yeah, because I always thought, like, I ain't going to do all that damn transferring and shit. And sometimes you just want nostalgia to be nostalgia.
Yeah.
You want to play with the shit that was actually at the time, not something that represents something at the time, Oh, it was raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again because it was
Hilarious.
fucking hilarious.
I was
Probably because I wasn't
22.
supposed to be watching it when I watched it. So it was super hilarious to me.
Yep.
But
I was in
yeah.
high
I
school.
was 22 the last time I watched it, but on XM satellite, Kevin Hart has Laugh Out Loud Radio, and so they take pieces of like all these comedian sets and just do them like one after another.
Oh,
And so he was on that where there were a few things from Raw on that one, like the G.I. Joe up the ass in the bathtub and all that. The McDonald's house burger.
Mhm.
All that shit's been on there. John, since you're late, I know you're gonna want to see this. You showed this earlier. Marjorie Taylor Greene really just said this. You're gonna tell me that back in the Ice Age, how much taxes did people pay and how many changes did governments make to melt the ice? It's for you, John. You want to lift out of all the madness. My God, how does she not fall down on a regular basis?
How does she
Right?
stay
Alive.
How is she
tried
not
for-
fired? I mean, can you be fired from that role?
You can be impeached, but it takes so much shit for it to happen. And then her people are overwhelmingly voting her in, so they love her. Because I mean, that whole district, think about it. If, say like Nebraska, say they brought out a 4th district, because Nebraska has 3. And let's say that 4th district is just Nebraska City. And so that's a population of what, 60,000 or so?
In Nebraska
Thereabout.
City?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I don't
I have
think
no
so.
idea.
No.
What way are you thinking?
I'm thinking about 15,000.
Really? Let me see.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so let's say it is 15,000.
It's 7,200
Oh,
in
whoa.
2021.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay. So it's got its own district with only, would you say 7,200 people?
Yeah.
Okay. And all of those people love me because they're my friends and neighbors. I live amongst them. 85% of those people love me. I get to be a congressman because that's my district and they love me.
Yeah.
And if they were to impeach me, they would get somebody just like me that they love and send them to Congress. That's the reason why she's not booted yet.
That's true.
Because her constituents love her dumb ass.
Yeah.
Because they don't like her. You know? So, yeah, it is what it is. Bunda, you still in the house, or did they come get you?
This was John's comment when you put up the Marjorie thing.
Oh,
I'm not touching that because I can't be nice.
Yeah, you don't have to be nice. We're not
Yeah.
nice.
Oh God.
well, everybody remember last week with our we had a tribute to Bray, which is still kind of tough for a lot of people, but within all that sadness and all that, there was something fucking hilarious that happened. I'm gonna put it up here. And I'm gonna
No.
tell you all to watch JJ's eyes. Just her
Oh
eyes.
God.
Oh man, that was unfortunate.
She probably called that other woman fat.
Probably.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Oh, well, watch your little skinny ass fly." Mhm.
What is that?
Why it did.
What is happening at your house?
No fucking clue. So, lost JJ apparently. I don't know what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, but I will try to go on as much as possible. And we've lost Lolo. Okay. Well, I
I can't
did
stand
you see those eyes? They were big. Everybody in the audience, y'all see them eyes?
I have no idea what was going on. I was like, do you guys see what's going on in your background? I thought,
Well, it was so perfect because there were so many things that were fucking up, like
Yeah.
literally falling off the walls and
yes.
shit. And yeah, so it was
Yeah,
just
some of
tied
it-
in so well.
Yeah, some of it wasn't planned, some of it was.
Mhm.
See, and I didn't know that.
No,
and I
well,
was
and
like,
that was probably good because I was looking back at him like, I should have pretended that I didn't know. I just sat there.
Just smiling.
Yeah. So that's something I need to work on.
I think it was George out there was talking about he thought Sunny Boy was going to pop up. If you guys watch Kenny's show, you understand what Sunny Boy is. This is going to be our version of Sunny Boy.
Come on. Dang, two? Really? You only 3, boy.
That's our Sunny Boy. My man knew what he wanted too.
Yeah, he did.
When I was 3, I loved women. I was looking at their figures and all that kind of shit, and mannequins were just like, ooh. I'm telling you.
Funny.
Okay, here's something else that I forgot to play last week, but I'm gonna play this week. So all you people, again, I've already told you why I'm not wrestling anymore and why I won't. Here's one more reason. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh my God! Oh my God, he missed. We're making sure he's okay. Totally. Oh man. Oh man.
IWA.
was he
I know
okay?
I jumped.
I don't know.
Wow.
I tell you exactly, Tyler. It was an outlaw mud show piece of shit. See, that's the thing. I bet you dude earned $25 for that night, or at least that's what he negotiated, and all that, so he can jump off and bust his elbow and ribs and everything else. And you know who I felt sorry for the most? His opponent.
Yeah.
Having to lay on that table for like 15 minutes while you do all that shit, and then even after you miss, it's like, what do you do? He just kind of rolled off and still acted hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, how do you misjudge that bad?
Right.
I mean, god damn.
I mean, that was far from the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, he leaped over there. I mean, just stupid shit. And here's one thing I'm gonna tell everybody: anytime I was ever in the ring training any of that shit, I have never once climb to the top rope. Not once. And you know why? I'm 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
The ropes are about, I'd say 5 feet.
Yeah.
So that's about where the turnbuckle is. So my head is 11 feet up, and that's going into the canvas. If I fall off the other way, we're talking about an additional 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I just know I'd be the one to get up there and look down and get vertigo and shit. Fall off and everybody laughing.
It's not on the ground. The ring is
stand.
not on the ground. So yeah, it's
there
even
are
further.
some of those rings that do have like that much off the ground for like lower ceiling places.
But the
like
ones
Eagles
that
Club.
the ones that you were in,
Yeah,
they were not flush to the ground.
No.
So that would have been at least another 4 or 5 feet. That's insane.
that's crazy. And like I said, he probably negotiated, let's say 50. I mean, if he's good in his era, let's say 50. That's your reward for that.
Even if he negotiated $2,000, just ain't worth that.
No. That's not going to
That
cover
shit
those
had
doctor
to
bills.
hurt.
Well, and the fact that like any move that takes that fucking long to set up it's not telling a story. It's stupid.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's just like AEW. I can't watch that shit because they have the trios matches and shit. And I can't tell you how many times the opponents are all standing in a big pile, holding hands and shit, waiting for this dude to climb up so he can get his 360 flip and spear off the top of the cage and shit like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. You'll see them setting up, and all of a sudden everybody's just, and then somebody come run, jump on all of them, and that was supposed to take everybody out.
Oh yeah,
That shit like the little flipsy doodle things where you get on the ropes and you have to hold your opponent's hand. I mean, the Undertaker did it with Old School, but that was different. You were dazed. He's walking, jumps off, slams you. But this is that shit where they're holding your hand so you can get situated, so they can jump straight you, karate you, like all this shit. That's just like, tell a fucking story, man.
Well, yeah, people are bored by the time you get to the move.
Yeah, right.
I've seen matches where there were literally between both 5 moves.
Wow.
Do you know Adnan or Casey? When was that?
Who died?
Adnan El Casey. Remember Devastation Incorporated? And he was General Adnan with Sergeant Slaughter.
He just died today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter.
I was just thinking about him
84.
the other day for some reason because I was going to ask if Kenny had ever come across him, because he was a heel manager in Texas, and his group was Devastation Incorporated. And I think back then he had King Kong Bundy, he had, I think, Jake the Snake. I had to look some of that shit up because I was literally 5, I believe. But yeah.
This is back to the match that we were watching. George, obviously trained by Kenny Bolin. Laugh out loud.
You know what the funny thing is? That with me and Kenny wrestled for like a few years with no training. I got my training in and no wrestling. So it's like between us, we're a damn good wrestlers. Same with trios match. You can tell the cooperating looks as phony as can get one. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it just looks phony. Everybody's just kind of looking around like, just stupid. I want to do that one probably. But this one, I'm sure, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I definitely can, because people always expect me to be funny. Like everything that's supposed to come out of my mouth, I guess is a joke. But there's times I'll be saying some serious, just serious as shit, like talking about something.
I don't know if I can say this, and y'all gonna laugh at me.
I'm not gonna laugh at you. I promise you, we're not gonna laugh.
When I grew up, right, and I remember.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
That's so foul, man.
I don't even know if I can.
Can't even get any part of the sentence.
I mean, he was about to cry and shit. And, yeah. How would your dog? I know your dog would do good in a robbery. How would yours do, JJ?
Do good in what?
Your house is getting robbed. If your house is getting robbed,
I think RJ would alert me to it, but I don't think either one of them would attack unless somebody went towards Arya.
And I think Rainey is.
She would definitely bark and growl.
She'd bark, but she'd probably just wind up being more like this. Could you read that, Lo?
Couldn't read it at all.
All right, I'll read it when it comes on. It says, me watching our house get robbed because Dad told me to shut the fuck up last time I barked when someone came through the door.
See, yeah, say now. I was trying to tell my friends that I was at their house. Rosie goes apeshit. You heard that one time somebody was there. She's like, "Rah!"
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Remember that? Well, I was over. We were playing at her little friend's house, and she was like, and they're like, they were trying to quiet her. I'm like, no. You don't ever tell your dog to shut up when someone's at the door. You tell them, good girl, it's okay. That's what I tell her. When it's somebody I know, I'm like, thank you, good girl, it's okay. When it's not okay, I'm like, who that?
Who that?
Yeah. And she's like, what? Yeah, she gets real. Don't come in our space without her saying. And she's going to protect me with every ounce of her being.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, she's nasty bitch like her mama.
Here's another one of these things that I know, Janae, I know you've heard this shit before. Why can't I say the N-word? White people.
Made it impossible to say the N-word any longer. That's disgusting. It's a farce. It's the only word that you can't say in the English language. It is idiotic that you cannot say the N-word. Idiotic. The left has...
Yep.
What?
Now I'm going to show you the next half next week of how he got checked.
Okay, good. Good. Let's see.
This is something that all of us, including our friends, need to get through our heads. And it was one of those stupid ass TikTok things where somebody's just sitting there pointing at somebody making, points and shit. So I cropped that motherfucker out. So here we go.
Let things go on for too long that when it's finally addressed, the person that's in the wrong takes offense to it, like you're doing something wrong. It's like someone shows up to work every single day consistently late and no one addresses it. It goes on for so long that that person subconsciously believes that they're in the right. So much so that when they do finally come on time one day, they actually believe they're early. They'll say, what are you talking about? I came these days early. You're like, no, you came on time. You was late so much that you actually think you're early when you're on time. And that's how certain people think when they do you wrong for so long. When you address the situation, they take offense to it. Because like a lot of people in life, you give that person chance after chance because you think at some point they're going to come to their senses. At some point they're going to wake up and say, you know what? I'm taking advantage of this person and I don't like doing that. Doesn't feel right. And most of the time it doesn't happen. And the day that you come to your senses, that person will think that you are targeting them. You are taking away from them. You are being hateful towards them. So it's better to address the situation as soon as you see it.
This is an old purple belt, still rolling.
Yep.
It hit every one of y'all, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was stoic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's so true.
Nailed it. He nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way what he compared it to, that metaphor, like that really stuck with me. Because I know people who do that shit. They do foul. You catch them on it, and it's like, man, what the fuck what you all up on me for? What I do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Absolutely.
You hate me. You never liked me anyway.
Yeah, you never liked me.
Yeah.
Even though you gave them the world.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. This one I'm also going to play on the Omi Later show, but I think it's one of those things that it just has to be said for people to understand because you guys don't know right.
Do you see that? Just in scale, where is that going? Not in here, okay? The average gal is gonna get about that much. Maybe this, if they're a pro, but the rest of that, completely unmanageable. This is the biggest I've ever seen in real life, but this is fine. It's completely fine. This, fabulous. Almost too big. Definitely too big. Fucking sick day. ER, 27 Club, and now I'm just skipping my next life. Anything after that is entirely unethical. I don't think we know what we're talking about. I don't think you know how big.
I gotta say that because there's a bunch of there's groups on Facebook where it's like sexually people hook up and all that kind of shit, but there's a bunch of girls that are like the smallest they can have is like 8 inches, and they want like 11, and it's bitch, you ain't never had no 11 inches in your life,
right?
Because it's just like that's like
pull out a damn tape measure every once in a while.
For one, pull out a tape measure and see what 8 inches looks like. And for two, put it to your vagina and see how far it goes up your body.
Thank you.
Because if
you
it's
want
right
it to
here,
be touching your inner.
you didn't do that.
Come on.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's just a little
That's
little
funny.
service announcement for the ladies and the dudes that tell
She
them
said
that
it's
they're 8 inches
unethical.
late. Yeah, she said unethical.
Unethical. It just ain't right.
Here's a couple of more things. Gen X versus Gen Z type shit. So we're gonna do the long one first. So let's see what this is all about. Gen X versus Gen Z.
Asked to blind react to this, so
I'm mortified. You do not understand. I'm a flight attendant, so it's my job, like after a flight is over, to do a post-flight check.
Okay.
It's a thing where you just like go look around the cabin for anything that could be left over from a passenger or dangerous, and people always leave stuff, so I'm always looking.
Okay.
So in the overhead bin, like in one of my last flights, there was like this big metal object thing. It's like it had wires all over it and it was ticking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a B word, you know, the B-O-N-B thing, the one that goes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is kind of a big deal. So I'm freaking out, and I'm just like, don't touch it, don't touch it. And so I call my other flight attendant, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a B word. And so we both look at it, and we're both like, anyway. So we call security over, and then, they, you know, obviously they're just like, okay, we'll discuss whether or not to call the B squad, you know?
It's a long story.
Please no onward. They look at it, and then they look at us, and they're like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 22. And she says, I'm 19. And they start laughing at us.
What?
Guys, it was a Walkman. It wasn't a bomb. It was a Walkman. It's like one of those little ancient radio things from the 80s. I am mortified.
Did you just say ancient?
They're laughing at me. And I'm just like, oh.
She said
ancient.
ancient.
Wires and it was ticking. And they're like, it's not a bomb. It's freaking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that's where she lost me when she said ancient. I'm like, wait, ancient? Fuck you. But okay, here's my thing. I was born in 78, so I'm 45 now. But you know, even when I was in my 19s and 20s and shit, I knew what shit looked like the generation before me.
Right.
I knew what an 8-track looked like.
Right.
Thank
I
you.
knew what, like, you know, those can openers that you crank and shit. I knew what that was.
Right.
How do you not fucking know?
Come on. Yeah, they're
And
too quick
there's a
to
play
judge
button,
it.
there's a
Yeah.
rewind, there's all this shit.
Mhm.
And I'm sure it said a brand name on it.
Well, and not only that, but the wires that she's talking
There was
about.
only one wire.
Headphones? Have they not seen headphones before? They put them in their own fucking phone
Just a bunch
to
of
listen to their music.
just dipshits.
Oh my god.
All right, and here is another
so
one.
angry.
This one isn't as
Who let Gen X off the hook? Why aren't we talking shit about those guys?
Because, sir, we will fuck you up. We fought in real life, not on the internet. We are the last generation of feral children. We didn't have safe spaces. We didn't have trigger warnings. No one was allergic to fucking gluten. We mind our own business. We are older than Google. We are not the bigger person. Leave us alone.
Who let
I feel that. We are older than Google.
100%.
Yeah, we are not the bigger person. That's me for sure.
That was funny.
We'll slap back. Let me see. There's just a couple more things that I wanted to get.
Older than Google. We're older than the internet.
I'm older than MTV. That's
Yeah.
like so.
Me too.
Yep.
Older than all of you.
Yep.
We did that. We did that. We did that.
Oh.
These. Cool. We got through a lot of these.
We may hurt afterwards, but they're gonna learn.
Oh, they're gonna learn.
Yep.
Yeah, our parents were like, "Oh, poor little thing. You ain't gonna do that shit again, are you?"
Right. Now, what did you learn, motherfucker?
Right.
And still sent you to your room.
Look. Oh, see, you want to be hard headed, right? You want to be hard headed. That's what the fuck you get.
Like, okay. My dad took no shit from us. My dad didn't let cry, whine. Not with my dad.
Well, yeah, and it's like with my dad. It was like, what do you say? Laugh, and the whole world laughs with you. Cry, and I'll give you something to cry about, you little bastard. Get out of here with all that shit.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, this is one more MTG deal because she's under oath. So I want you guys to remember that. She's under oath this whole time, yet not quite smart enough to come up with better answers.
They interfere with the process of counting the electoral votes unlawfully. That person would be an enemy of the Constitution. Wouldn't you agree?
Does it define that way? Is it defined that way?
Well, I'm asking for your understanding. If somebody broke the law in a way designed to interfere with the process of counting the electoral college votes, that person would be an enemy of the Constitution.
You mean interrupting Congress? Is that what you're referring to?
Doing anything unlawfully to interfere with the process of counting the electoral votes.
Interrupting Congress, like when the Democrats interrupted Congress and had a sit-in on the House floor and stopped Congress?
Excuse me. Could you rephrase your question?
I'm entitled to ask my questions in the way I'd like to ask them, Your Honor. I ask that you listen to my question and simply respond. May I proceed?
Yes.
So if someone broke the law in an effort to interfere with the counting of the electoral votes, that person would be an enemy of the Constitution. Am I right about that?
Breaking the law is unlawful. There's been over 700 people charged for what happened on January 6th.
Right. And those people were trying to interfere with the lawful process of counting the votes for the Electoral College, right?
I would assume, yes, they did. They stopped the electoral count. Yes.
Right. And so those people would be enemies of the Constitution. You would agree with that, right?
I don't know if it defines it that way.
Well, having taken the oath that we saw on the screen, if you were aware that someone was going to unlawfully interfere with the constitutional process of counting the electoral votes, you'd be obliged by your oath to try to stop them, right?
Your Honor, I object. The claim is not she violated her oath. The claim is under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. And so her opinion on words like enemies, which are words of art often in the law, is just irrelevant to the matter, to whether or not she engaged, did a direct and overt act of insurrection.
Your Honor, we had a 1-hour presentation on the law from Mr. Bob. We did not object to that.
I will let you answer the question. I forgot what it is.
Trapped like a rat.
Oh, exactly. Sweating and I bet the odors were coming off.
He knew she answered the question.
Oh no, what did you just say? Put that shit on the screen. Boonda.
And get with MTG. She's a hot older blonde.
Boonda.
You know she duct tape her mouth.
Let me see what time it is. You got 19 more minutes before they come get you.
Hot as in liar, liar, pants on fire type hot.
You think she's attractive? Oh, no. Damn, Kevin. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that really
Jesus
sucks.
Christ.
What did he say?
He said his evil stepfather slammed the camper door in his hand until it latched.
That's just
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know it was years and years ago, but still, that ain't cool.
No.
Let's see. Tyler says, time to call the asylum movers. Yeah, buddy, you got about 15 minutes before they come in with that net and the white coats and shit.
I still can't believe how stupid MTG is. I mean, I can, but I can't. But
I don't know. Is it real? Is she putting on an act? I don't know. For her constituents.
No, because she says something with her whole chest a lot of times. And you can
Like-
tell when somebody's not authentic. She's authentic stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Grade A dumbass.
But I'm honestly, because she is so stupid, I'm really surprised that she didn't step right into that question and.
Oh, they coach the shit out of them before.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
know she's
Just
stupid.
don't say anything.
So,
Don't
yeah.
say anything. Just don't say anything.
Deny.
Mhm.
Just run around the
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
Try and get them to ask it a different way. Just
I mean, that was
wow.
pathetic, though. You know what? All they had to do is if somebody tried to interrupt Trump electoral vote, is that a crime?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh yeah, she'd have got
all of a sudden, she would
Oh,
be
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
absolutely. Oh, but with Joe Biden, it's okay.
Yes.
Of course.
Yep.
He didn't
That
ask the
actually
right
would've-
question.
Yeah,
He didn't ask the right
in a great
question.
way. Yeah.
He
Mhm.
didn't.
Well,
Turn
here's
it
a
around.
dude. I'm not sure what his
So-
last name is, but his name is Roland. He's a losing my train of thought. He's a kind of like what's Cornell West. He's like a scholar or something like that. Anyway, he knew how to answer this question, and this is about believe it or not, it's a sister who's pro-life that he's addressing in this interview.
You're confused because you think I'm saying something that I'm not.
Well, tell me what you're saying.
What I'm telling you, I'm being very clear. You cannot say you are pro-life when you vote against prenatal care for the mother. You cannot say you are pro-life when you vote against Head Start. You cannot say you are pro-life when you do not want to expand Medicaid to keep hospitals open. You cannot say you are pro-life when you have OBGYNs who are not available in your state. You cannot say you are pro-life when you have black women who are dying at a higher rate during childbirth and you do nothing public policy-wise to fix it. You cannot say you are pro-life if you allow infant mortality rates to be sky high in areas where there are black and brown people. What that tells me is you are anti-abortion. You are not pro-life. Because if you are pro-life, you care about the child in the womb and when the child is out. And if you are pro-life, you are standing there with black folks when their kids are killed by cops. You are not silent. So if you are pro-life, be pro-life from the womb to the tomb, but not just in the womb.
Come on now, preach.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Yeah,
What he
apparently
said.
Roland Martin is his name. So yeah, I'll be following him a lot more.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He destroyed that woman.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what kind of
And she just looked dumb. She's like,
She had to agree with him because she knew
she
he
didn't know
was
what to
right.
say.
talking to.
Yeah. Yep.
had to take her talking to.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is there are so many people that don't think about that. They think about the baby in the womb, period.
Yep.
You know, so he is so right from, you know, inception to the tomb.
Yeah.
If you are pro-life, if you truly believe in being pro-life.
That
Otherwise, you're just a
every
nosy
life
motherfucker.
matters. Pro-life, pro-life,
Yep.
every life.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
And then if abortion is necessary to save the life of the mother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So that's not
Baby,
pro-life at
it's a
all.
baby.
Right.
Why does the
Yeah.
baby come above the woman carrying it?
Right.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Especially since she can get pregnant again.
Right.
If you allow her to have the abortion before something goes really wrong, where she can never have one again.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yep.
Let's get to something that's a little less irritating. You know what's coming up.
It's the liquor store womanizer. Scottish shoplifter Aaron Morrison was picked up after stealing a bottle of vodka from the liquor store. It didn't take Sherlock Holmes to find Morrison, though. His name and phone number were left with the clerk after asking her out on a date. Okay, the lowest high there is. For a trio of drug thieves, it was their lucky day. They broke into a home in Silver Springs, Florida, and discovered 3 jars of cocaine. They took it home and snorted the contents. Then that's when they discovered afterward that the jars were in fact urns, and they were snorting the cremation of the victim's husband and their 2 dogs.
Whoopsie daisies.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah.
I'll just do one more. Watch where you're going. As 2 men waited in line in the coffee shop to pay their bill, a third cut in front of them. He threw a drink at the clerk and demanded all the money from the till. Temporarily surprised, the men quickly recovered and handcuffed the crook. Apparently, in his rush, the criminal didn't notice that they were police officers that he cut in front of, in full uniform.
Well, that didn't go the way as planned.
It didn't.
It's more fun when I can hear them respond to it. So we need to figure out how to do it differently next time.
Oh, I guess we'll just keep them all on. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we forgot the closer, didn't we?
Knows with music by me, by a guy and another guy who does all kinds of stupid stuff, and then they end up in the penitentiary, something like that.
It's
the story.
I knew I was going to do that because it said there's a thing that says loop, and when you click it, it actually stops looping. So otherwise, it loops all the time. So it's like, why isn't it the opposite of that? Any old ways. There was just a couple more things I wanted to get to.
John, you are so right. It had to be a Florida person.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. Always. I wanted to do one, and then there was one that's a little more heartwarming, and then get up out of here. In the meantime, though, Off the Rail is a production of Jaded Zen Entertainment, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@JadedZen. You can type in Jaded Zen to your Facebook and your Instagrammeries and take you right there. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Music by me. Editing and trimming by me and Lady Coltrane. I'm starting to stutter. If you're watching live, we're currently simulcasting on Coltrane's YouTube, the Jaded Zen Entertainment, and Michelle Coltrane's Facebook page. Yeah, that's written weird. Anyway, anyway you find us, you can probably find this show. There was another thing that I had, like, for a fucking commercial I was supposed to do. Bear with me, people. Talk amongst yourselves.
Music.
So what was your high there today, Lolo?
We were around 90, 95, 96, real feel kind of thing, pushing 100.
Wait, hang on. Boonda is being taken to his room right now. It is officially 9:52, coming up on 10 o'clock. So, yep, right on time. Thanks for coming in, Boonda.
Good night, Boonda.
Tell him to be real easy with those straps this time. No, he's a good.
He is
sport,
a good guy.
You know? I don't know if he's a good guy, but he's a good sport.
He's very funny.
Yep.
Entertaining for sure.
Kevin Marcy. A joke, but it'll take a couple of minutes or so to type if y'all want to hear it. Hey, I tell you what, Kevin. I tell you what, next week, I'll just bring you on and you tell it, okay? How's that sound? We already saw the little player. We're gonna see it again.
Come on. Dang, 2? Really? You only 3, boy.
Only 3, but he knew what the fuck he wanted, didn't he? Man, I was like that when I was.
I was gonna say, if we had a boy,
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have been the same way. Just a little mini me.
Pretty much.
My friend's son used to be like, I really like that woman's blouse.
No.
He wasn't talking about the blouse.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The things under the blouse.
I really like her blouse.
Now, we've talked about stupid lawmakers this entire show. Here's some stupid laws that are still in effect in the books. For some reason, nobody thought to take them out.
Well, I think we can probably get a little bit more ridiculous. Here's some of the weirdest laws that still exist because, you know, it's America's birthday week, so why not? Brief caveat, there's obviously a lot more than these, but these are the ones that my students always found funniest and most interesting, largely because it means that there's a context to why each of them passed. In certain parts of Oklahoma, it is illegal to make ugly faces at a dog. And in certain parts of Ohio, it's illegal to make any kind of a face at a dog. So, you know, just don't look at dogs. Florida, it is illegal to sing in a swimsuit. What is a swimsuit, really? It's also illegal to fart in public after 6 p.m. And also in Tampa, you are not allowed to eat cottage cheese after 6 p.m. on Sundays. Arizona, you cannot have your donkey sleep in the bathtub. Massachusetts, it's illegal to go to bed without taking a bath first. Kansas, it is illegal to hunt whales, which is good since, you know, Kansas is landlocked. Atlanta, Georgia, it is illegal to tie a giraffe to a street lamp, because who doesn't want to do that? Michigan, in the same vein, it's illegal to tie a crocodile or an alligator to a fire hydrant. Alabama, you can't drive blindfolded. Thank God. The city in Maine, it's illegal to bite your landlord, no matter how hard you want to do it. New Jersey, you cannot slurp your soup in public. My personal favorite, in Alaska, it is against the law to push a moose out of an airplane.
Isn't it impossible to push a moose out of an airplane?
But like you said, if there's rules, there's been something.
Yes.
to call rules.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the? Who hunted a whale in Kansas?
Right.
Do not curl your hair while sleeping.
Yeah, that's actually on the curling irons. Do not attempt to curl hair while sleeping.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure I can find some more too, because there were some ridiculous ones. I don't know the actual story, but the reason why they spell Sunday, like the ice cream sundae with an E instead of a Y, it was because the Puritans, like, it was ungodly to eat dessert on a Sunday. And so they changed the name so it wasn't like sacrilege.
Okay.
Is that the shit you ever heard in your life? All right, I'm gonna play this one, and even those of you in the audience, and those of you, I want to, especially if you know anything about basketball, is this a foul or no?
Go!
Technically, I
Foul
don't
or
think
no?
so.
Technically, no, because he's not touching them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But
that's what I would say.
It's wrong as
Although
fuck.
It's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wrong as fuck. But technically, I like how his dad said, "Go."
Yeah.
Like,
Just
don't
keep
stand there
going.
and see if he's all right.
Well, I remember Scottie Pippen did that, and it was one of the finals games where he had it out, so they had to end ball, and somebody was not paying attention, and he bounced it off their ass and got scooped it up and dunked it, and it counted. So, but that, I don't know, because that was a heave. It wasn't like I don't know. Well,
It looks
John
like he
said-
could have been trying to pass it, but
Oh, hell
That's
no.
what
That's
I
what I
would
said
say.
that
again.
low.
No, watch.
Go!
Okay.
Pass it to
Okay.
his nutsack.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that
there
was
was
purpose.
no one for him to
That,
pass
that
it to.
kind of looked aimed.
Yep,
Yeah, that
exactly.
was
That was slightly
purposeful.
It's almost
intentional.
like he got frustrated and worked out for him.
Well, it makes me wonder if this guy was on him, if he was just on his shit the whole time and he's just like, fuck you, get away. And
Get
that's
away
why he
from
threw
me.
it at him. Yep.
Could be.
That's when you just up your skills. Launch a ball.
Well, and obviously the parent was encouraging it, so
I know, Mom was like,
go, you got it.
Like I taught you.
Right,
yeah, exactly. I think that's all right. Here's my commercial for the Bolin Show. Hey, all right. I am the one and only Coltrane. You may remember me from such podcasts as Off the Rail with Coltrane and Crew every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Or you might remember me from this video that I am doing right this second. I just want to remind you all that I am also the weekend co-host to The Kenny Bolin Show on Saturday nights at 9:35 p.m. Eastern on the Starmaker Bolin channel right here on YouTube. Come to think of it, I barnacle myself to their shows on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 9:05 p.m. as well. So come on over and hear about my co-host being involved in something really cool, a Netflix 8-part miniseries. You got to join us to find out, though.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Yep.
Thank you. So, yeah, you guys make sure you keep up on that. It's the 13th of September. And also remember that his show is tomorrow night at 9:05 Eastern, 8:05 JJ time. So I think we did pretty much all the damage we can do. So I want to end it with something really positive. I really like this video because you don't see enough of it, especially in the Black community. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, hard-working man? What up? What's up with you, man? It's hell out here. I know it is, man, but I wanted to bring you something, bro. I want to bring you lunch, man. Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. I want to bring my boy lunch, man. There you go, son. Oh, boy. There you go. Thank you. All right, man. Love you, boy. Hey, I love you, too. Just want to say thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Have a good day. Yes, sir. Love you, boy. I love you, too. Man. All right. You good. Keep working hard, boy. Hey, you know it. All right. Holla. All right.
Yeah,
See, I love moments like that.
Yeah.
And the reason I thought about that is because there was a I want to say it was an Instagram post or something like that, and it was those, what do you call those little alpha male bitches? Just bitches, yeah. There was a picture of a guy like hugging his son, and their heads were like together, and he was like, "Now, does anybody seem like this is an appropriate thing to do with your son?" And they were both grown ups, you know. It's like, and other people were like, "Man, I'm sorry that your life was that shitty that you can't like see that and feel
Having
something
a endearing
positive."
moment with your parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mm.
People make me sick, so I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Now, as we end the show, we're gonna end it with Cartman singing Kingdom. It's the end of the show, so we can't get tapped. So for the crew, Coltrane saying we will see you next Wednesday. You will see me tomorrow on the Kenny Bolin Show and Saturday at 9:35 p.m. Take care.
Peace.